what's going on, guys? Of course, you know me. I am Amira Blaze, and welcome back to another episode of Sin TV Now, the program where, of course, we bring you smart, intelligent news in regards to entertainment, culture, and gaming. Well, guys, I gotta say, today's topic, is definitely going to be a very difficult topic for me to talk about, because I feel that in 2018 this should not be something that I would have to discuss on the program, but unfortunately we are in a very interesting time in regards to the cultural perceptions of entertainment, that I had to have this discussion for our topic, our juicy topic of the day, which is the whole not being Asian enough, the crazy rich Asians criticism. So we'll break that down a little bit later. But let me make sure I put disclaimers, okay? Number one, I am not Asian, so this is coming from a non-Asian perspective. Number two, I am not trying to, of course, say anything negative about Asian culture or that I'm entitled or anything like that. I think that the fact that this film is coming out in the middle of August actually is, I think, a better stepping stone than some of the perceptions of Asian people stereotypically. This is something that many Asian people still have to combat and deal with. And I have to say that, in regards to Asian culture in America, Asian people have had this interesting experience in America. It doesn't always get talked about. But since I am someone that focuses on the entertainment perspective of things, besides talking about things from an ethnic studies type of perspective, I will do my best to cover this issue fairly. And that's what I am going to do. And that is how I am going to address this. This is not me, trying to give a negative connotation to Asian entertainment. I just would like to open up a dialogue about this not being enough when it comes to cultural identity. As someone who is a African American person, okay, I deal with this all the time of not being black enough. And actually, I get it even worse sometimes because I am a non-Asian person talking about my love and passion for Asian culture and its entertainment. And because of my passion and sincere love for the culture, what sometimes tends to happen to me is I get sometimes that people feel that when I do these stories, that I am making a mockery of the culture. And that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to open up a dialogue. And then also, I would like to open up a more positive discussion because I really want Asian people to win in Hollywood. I am tired of the stereotypical, nothing wrong with martial arts, but it seems to me that Asian people, it's like they can only get into certain stereotypical roles. And unless like an Asian person is a director, or Asian people of course have taken their own forms of storytelling and entertainment into their own hands, and that is the only way that you can have positive representation, is if you have people who are Asian and non-Asian support the culture and its entertainment. And that is what I am going to be doing with today's topic. But guys, can you hear me? Okay. Okay, so guys, let me tell you a quick story here. before we get to some awesome gameplay here, okay, so let me tell you, I have been using the Blue Snowball microphone for years, okay? And I'm gonna get on here. I have been using the Blue Snowball microphone for years, guys, and let me tell you, I have had so many issues with getting this microphone to actually like work properly, okay? So what ended up happening is, and if you are someone that is a Windows 10 user, you may encounter this problem, okay? So what could possibly happen is you may encounter, I'm gonna turn my volume down here for a second, but you may encounter the issue of all of a sudden you have your Blue USB Snowball microphone plugged in, you're ready to go, and then all of a sudden your computer crashes. This is if you have Windows 10, and as a disclaimer, this does not happen to everyone, okay? This is what happened to me, okay? I had Windows 10 and I plugged in my USB Snowball microphone, and for some reason after a couple hours my computer would crash, and I was like, what? I mean, I take very good care of my computer, okay? So I was really shocked to see that it would crash. Like, why? So all of a sudden I got an error during the crash, and I was like, what does this mean? So if you are encountering this issue with the USB Snowball microphone, oh, okay, so hey Dusty, welcome, of course. And Dusty says, I cannot hear you over the game. Okay, so let me turn the game down, and then we will do that. Okay, so let me turn the game down a little bit, and then you let me know. Okay, is that fine now? Is that okay? Because I just want to see, I've been testing this out. That's why I've been late today. Can you hear me now? Because sometimes it's not loud for me, but then it's loud for you guys, and then everybody has different sound setting. So can you hear me now? Let me know. But I digress. So okay, let me say everything over since, okay, perfect. Let me say everything over again since people could not hear it, okay? So like I said before, we're gonna be talking about the whole, well, first off, I'm Amira Blaze. Welcome to Sin TV Now, where of course we focus on smart, intelligent news in regards to entertainment, culture, and gaming, okay? So today's juicy topic, we're going to be talking all about the crazy Asians, crazy rich Asians. Let me make sure I say it right before, I don't want none of, as I always say, Asian people are my people. I don't want nobody saying, oh, she said Asian people were crazy. That's not what I said. It's the name of the movie. It is Crazy Rich Asians, okay? We're going to be talking about the whole controversy around this movie. Now, as a disclaimer, I want to say this right now, okay? Number one, I am a non-Asian person, okay? But the reason why I'm talking about this topic is anything that has a cultural perspective and anything that affects, to me, people of color in general, I am going to be someone who is going to have an open dialogue and fair discussion about the topic at hand. Okay, so I am not here to belittle Asian people, because sometimes there's this stereotypical kind of connotation that I deal with sometimes as being a non-Asian person that likes Asian entertainment. I sincerely love Asian entertainment, okay? I have watched besides the dramas and the movies and stuff like that, I have been involved with the discussion and talking about Asian entertainment and its culture for some time. Is there things that I still need to learn? Absolutely. Are there things that maybe only as an Asian person, someone of Asian descent, can only really talk about and correlate with? Absolutely. But everything that I am talking about today is coming from a non-Asian person. As someone who is an African American person, I go through the same thing, okay? I want to really have a discussion about what is this not being culturally enough and being culturally appropriate. Because to me personally, and this is just me, I deal with the not being black enough. And sometimes that can be very frustrating, it can be very discouraging, and at the end of the day, the thing that you have to do is you have to embrace and love who you are, your unique self, and you just be who you are and you enjoy and live your life. So that's how I look at things now, because you can put so much stress on yourself when you feel that you are not culturally acceptable, okay? And that's what this discussion is going to be about, is how this movie, guys, there has not been a movie with an all-Asian cast since 1993's Joy Luck Club. And that is an excellent film, okay? So I really want to encourage this film. Okay, no film is perfect. Every film will have their flaws. But we have to remember that this is Hollywood. And I can be honest here, the thing I give this movie props for is the director is actually a Chinese American man. And, you know, we'll get into a little bit more details in regards to this. But I just want to give this disclaimer, because anytime, for some reason, when I talk about Asian entertainment as a non-Asian person, sometimes there can be this implication that I am trying to make a mockery of Asian people and its culture. And that is not what I'm trying to do. Actually, what I'm trying to do is encourage more non-Asian people to have a better perception of Asian culture besides the stereotypes that are already out there. Nothing wrong with martial art films, but to me, I think there is more to Asian culture than martial art films. There is a lot more to it. I'm still a work in progress. I'm still learning and growing. But this is something that it's not easy to talk about just because of the current cultural climate. But I feel that this is a discussion that needs to happen, because I would like to see much better relations between Asian and non-Asian people. And I have made that part of my life mission to do those type of things and to make sure that I do my best. I'm not perfect. But when I talk about this today, I would never make a mockery of Asian culture and its people. This is something that I've had to deal with. As someone who is a minority, I have to deal with the similar type of issues every day. As someone that is a well-educated person too, I have to deal with people who think that I am trying to be entitled and that I am better. That's not what this conversation is going to be about today. So, moving on from that, today's game we're going to be playing what's called Phantasy Star Online 2, is also known as PSO. Very popular anime-based game. It's also what I would like to call a brawler. So the whole premise of the game is you create, the character creation is ridiculous in this game, guys. So I will actually show you how I look like here. So as you can see, you can spend all day customizing how you look like. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really, really cool. I like the fact that I can make myself darker or lighter. I think that kind of customization is really important when it comes to cultural inclusion in gaming. This has also been a very hot topic as well. And I have to do a whole separate episode in regards to how I feel in regards to that. So you're on, it's a sci-fi, you're on these ships. Your ship acts as your home base pretty much, and then you do these quests that take you out into different planets and different places, and you just fulfill your quest, you come back, rinse and repeat. Now, you guys are probably wondering too, because I know this is the #1 complaint. Well, I have many complaints about my show in general. That just comes with being a YouTuber, right? But one thing that I have noticed is that my mic quality was not good. And pardon me here for drinking because my throat gets really dry really quick. So it's weird, but I digress. So what ended up happening is I have what's called the Blue Snowball USB microphone, okay? This is a microphone that is pretty much a staple in most beginner and intermediate YouTubers for audio quality. It's probably one of the best affordable microphones out there that I have tried. And I've tried all different types of microphones. I have tried condenser, I have tried dynamic, USB, phantom power. I've tried everything, and I wanted a really easy and simple solution. And if you guys can tell, and you guys can let me know in the comments below if my voice is a lot clearer. This is how I figured it out. So the first thing that you possibly, but it may not apply to you, but I have Windows 10, okay? So with Windows 10, one of the issues with Windows 10 with the Blue Snowball USB mic is it can cause your computer to crash. So for me, it would be every couple of hours my computer would just crash, and then I would get this error message. So I read the error message, and what this error message indicated is that you have this thing that is called the best way to, it's like an audio chip, okay? And for some reason in Windows 10, when you plug in this particular Blue Snowball USB microphone, it causes some type of a corruption with this particular audio chip in your computer, and then it causes this error, from what I've read. So the way that I had to fix this is I had to reinstall my drivers, and once I reinstalled, that's what worked for me. I had to reinstall and restart my computer. Once I reinstalled my drivers and restarted my computer, it works fine. I have not had crashing. I have had my computer on for the last hour. This is the reason why I apologize, guys. I am behind schedule. I was supposed to start at 9, but because of this issue, I had to take care of it. But I also kind of got sick of sounding like kind of muffled. So I sound a little muffled, but still much more clearer than in the past. And what I found out, guys, is that the program that many people that stream games use is called OBS. It's not that hard to set up. You just have to have a lot of patience with the software. And I started to I've been learning beginner stuff, but now I'm starting to get into the advanced settings. So what you can do is once you have your microphone set up in OBS, you can go into what is called your advanced settings. So I went into my advanced settings, and I ended up kind of getting some noise filters and things like that to help clarify and give a little bit better warmth to my voice. And I think it sounds really good. I think it sounds a lot better than before. So I was testing it out a couple times. So that's the reason why I'm late today. But my new schedule will go into effect starting Monday. So you'll get 1 episode a week from me, guys. On Monday, you will get Kirby Metalhead Show. Or pardon me, incorrect. It's been a long day. A very long day. So Monday, you will get what is called the Affordable Colorist. So if you are into adult coloring and you like having those real, deep intellectual discussions and jokes and all that good stuff, then that's going to be the program for you. And that's going to be Mondays, and I will do my best with the time but I will probably start after like 9:30. It's just because of my like working schedule. So that's going to be Mondays around 9:30. But sometimes that may fluctuate depending on the day. I just can't have a set like time. I tried, but you know. And and Dusty says, "Your voice always sounds good. I love listening to you as I fall asleep." Well, that's good that I know that my voice helps people to fall asleep. I thought my voice was scary, so or as my friend jokes with me, she's always like, "You have a scary voice," and I'm like, "Well, of course." But yeah, some people say that I have that effect, that my voice puts people to sleep. But man, from like, I mean, since forever, guys, I have hated my voice. I have not liked my voice because people always made fun of my voice because I have this deep resonance in my voice, which is not even that deep because I know women who sound deeper than me. But because of that resonance in my voice, I tend to get mistaken a lot for being a man. And it is really annoying. Like, it gets annoying, you know? So maybe that's the reason why I really put on my makeup, like, extremely fishy. Because then, like, if someone is about to call me sir, and then they turn around, they're like, "Oh, no, you're definitely not." And to that, I say good day, you know? So, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's just been a crazy ass day, okay? It has been a crazy ass day. So, because of that, that is the reason why I've been kind of behind. Because I just needed to fix my sound quality. And, Dusty says it's really soothing. You don't put people to sleep, you lull them into relaxing. I hope so. It's either my voice is soothing or it's annoying. Like, it's one of those two extremes. And then, guys, here is the kicker, okay? So, just when I think things did not get interesting, I end up getting another job offer. Like, well, not job offer, but let me correct myself. I got another opportunity for a job interview. I don't know what to do because it's like, and here's the crappy part. This is actually for a job that I actually would love doing. So this has just made things even more complicated. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the initial interview and see what happens and go from there. But like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? I was like, maybe things are things are turning, things are changing. I'm like, thank you. I was so excited. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. So I'll have to keep you guys like posted in regards to that because I have to keep you guys like updated. But alright, so let's get into Phantasy Star PSO 2. Let me get my volume on so I can actually hear what the hell is going on. Oh, and also too, guys, I got a wireless mouse, and it is awesome. It's a red and black, so it goes with my whole theme and everything. But yeah, it is pretty cool. I think I'm going to keep this microphone for a little bit longer, but I have to upgrade. Now, I did get what is called the Yeti microphone, and that's supposed to be the best of the best. But I'm sorry, the microphone sucks. It's really hard to adjust unless you have like a really good like compression, and you can really kind of play around with it to make it work for your voice. But I am going to work on getting a better microphone. I have everything else for my setup, but I just need a better microphone. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk to this gentleman, Zhao, right here. See what he has to say. And let me know if you can hear the game too, because okay, yeah, you guys can hear it.
突如発生したブラックホールの現在状況と拡大進行のシミュレート。
はい、 モニターに出します。
Her outfit looks ridiculous. And then the other thing that makes me laugh about PSO 2 is look at the mouth movement. Sometimes it doesn't always match with what they're saying. Like, it's kind of weird. But you get used to it though. Oh, see, Dusty, you get the other extreme. That sucks. Like, I have a friend that sounds like that too, so yeah, so it's funny when we're together, people just look at us so weird. They're like, what the heck? But yeah, I am excited about this wireless mouse, guys. It is so good. And it actually came with batteries too. So come the next couple days, I probably will buy another mouse. It's wireless because I'm just trying to get my setup to be wireless now, guys, just because it is so annoying to have cords. Like, so annoying. Alright, let's see what's going on. And the thing I love about this game too, guys, is the graphics is just so beautiful. So we are in episode 5 right now, so that's the latest update. And they got this black hole thing going on. I'm like, what's going on? They got Matoi. Oh, okay, so you only sound like that when you're talking to someone. Okay, I see. I love Zhao. Like, Zhao is awesome. I'll explain what's kind of going on to kind of catch you guys up. So, okay, so episode 5 starts off where your character, the protagonist or the hero, you end up getting sucked up into a black hole. Like, it's ridiculous. You disappear. So, in this black hole, you have, I'll introduce after he's kind of done here.
君はあそこにいて、そこから来たと考えるのが妥当だ。答えてくれ。あそこには何がある？あのブラックホールは何に通じている？
Okay, so you have Alma. Okay, so what Alma is she's from the other side. So she just appeared. Like, it's crazy. So she like comes back with you in a way. So that's what's happened so far. And the cool thing about PSO2 is you can play with a controller. I haven't tried it with a PS4 controller, but I'm using currently right now the Xbox 360 controller. And guys, let me tell you, the Xbox 360 controller is probably one of the best functional controllers to work with. Of course, you know, it being Windows. It's just so, as soon as you, but here's the thing, if you have it wired, you're gonna have to plug it in through USB. But if it is, I have a wireless controller, what I do is I charge it with the USB charging kit, and once you unplug it, you have a wireless setup. But you gotta make sure you have what's called the wireless adapter, and you have to install the drivers that come with it. Sometimes Windows 10, it recognizes it right away, but for some reason, for me, if I don't use it in a very long time, I have to reinstall the drivers for the wireless receiver. And once you do that, you can sit back, relax, play some PSO2, man. And there are a lot of games that have really good functionality with the 360 controller. PSO2, Vindictus, I believe you can use a controller with as well, the 360 controller. And also Black Desert Online, as well as Tree of Savior. I wish the original Ragnarok you could use a controller, but see, with that game, because there's so many different like options, it was designed for the keyboard, it's kind of hard to play with the controller. But that would be cool if you could play Ragnarok the first Ragnarok with a controller.
そしてあなたが迷い込んだあの世界、仮にオメガと呼ぼうか。オメガはね、アカシックレコードの記憶が具現している世界なんだよ。アカシックレコードの見てる夢って言い方の方が
But yeah, it
わ
works
かりやす
so
いか
well.
な。
Like, and there's so many different ways you can use the 360 controller and PS4 controller with your PC. It's like amazing. Shout outs to Steam. Steam has really changed the game in regards to PC gaming. They have made it so easy to play like some of your favorite games. Like almost all of the Guilty Gear games you can play with the controller. It just automatically recognizes it. You're good to go. You can also play a lot of the shoot 'em up games, the shmups. Like for example, I played Death Smiles with the 360 controller. But also, you know, the best way to play those type of games or fighting games is with an arcade fighting stick. So I ended up getting the there's a company that is called what are they called? Now I forgot the name. Let me get the name, guys. I'll be right back, of that controller. Okay, so the name of that controller, guys, it's by a company called 8-Bit Dough. They are really well known for their gaming controllers. They're probably some of the best gaming controllers, in my opinion, that I've used with what they call it. Well, they're the best gaming controllers for PC too. I mean, it's amazing how many games you can play with the 8-Bit Dough controllers. But if you're looking for that, like, you know, classic kind of arcade, which is the best way, in my opinion, to play shoot 'em up games, they have what's called the 8-Bit Dough NES 30 arcade controller. And it's so cool because it's designed to look just like a Nintendo, like the NES Nintendo. It is an awesome controller. I've shown it here on the show. I'm trying to find a way, like for my shoot 'em up games, I would love to show off the controller and how it works. I'm just trying to figure out a way of how to shoot it properly. So I'm working on that. So that might be something in the future. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I stopped playing a lot of MMOs except for these type of games, because when it comes to my MMOs, to be honest, guys, I have to have a good story. If the story sucks, I can't play it.
記憶の具現？それってまさか地球での一連の騒動がエーテルが関係してるんですか？多分ね。フォトンはアカシックレコードとつながっているものだから、そのフォトンが地球で変質したエーテルとくっついちゃって。でもアカシックレコードってシオンさんのことでしょ？もういないんじゃ。
But I mean, for good reason. Phantasy Star, their games are absolutely amazing. They are very long, but Phantasy Star very, very popular still to this day in Japan. So.
シオンはシオン。アカシックレコードはアカシックレコー
And
ドだよ。
the thing I like about this game too is very long cutscenes as
シオン
well.
がいなくなって アカシックレコードにアクセスする
But
存
yeah,
在はいな
I
くなっ
have
た。
to have a good storyline. If the storyline sucks, I mean, that's a waste of time. Guys, let me tell you though, I finally was able to sign back in to playing Final Fantasy 14. I forgot my password, so I had to reset it. And I started playing again. It's not too bad, but my only thing with Final Fantasy 14 that I have an issue with is, you know, it's subscription based. So for me, the way I look at it, it's like, okay, can I play Final Fantasy 14 or I can play PSO2 for free and I'm getting the same high quality game. And let me tell you guys, PSO2, it's constantly being updated. So if you like science fiction and anime and all that, and good, you know, good humor and stuff like that, this is gonna be the game for you. Plus, you know, both games, Final Fantasy 14, you can play with the Xbox 360 controller too. But I'm slowly upgrading my setup. So right now, I just got a charger, a USB powered charger for my PS4 controllers, and it actually has a screen that is color coded. So it'll go from red to green to let you know that the controller is fully charged, and it does not take that long to charge the controller too, which I was really surprised. And now thinking about it, I'll probably have to get a charger for my 360 because when I plug it in with the charge kit, it just takes really long. That's the only thing. So
例えるならアカシックレコードは図書館でシオンは司書ってところですか？おお、的確。その例えでバッチリだと思うよ。管理する人はいなくなっちゃったけど図書館自体は残ってるの。本来は誰もアクセスできないはずのアカシックレコード。しかしアカシックレコード自体が自分自身を一つの世界としてオメガ
具現し認識できる世界になったアカシックレコードに深淵なる闇は転移し融合した。その結果が
and this is one thing, guys, that you'll have to get used to is with PSO2 they have long like cutscenes.
記憶の整理中に見るのが夢。アカシックレコードも同じ。
And the thing I like about this game too is it doesn't play like an MMO. This feels more like a, you know, a standard like JRPG, but it doesn't always feel like an MMO. And I hate to say it too, to be honest, for the exception of Final Fantasy 14, anime MMOs are dying. They're not as popular as they used to be. Another game that's really fun, and I've played it in the past, is Onigiri. That is a fun action combat MMO. It's an anime MMO. But it has a very small population now. They tried expanding it, of course, to the PS4, but for some reason, the PS4 version is really, it has major lag issues, especially if you are in a main town area. It's annoying. So that's why I don't play it on the PS4. The PC version, it tends to be updated a lot faster than the console version. The only thing I'm really kind of excited to try for console right now is the game called Terra. Terra is amazing on the PS4, and I've played it on PC mainly, but these are my two main games right now for more MMO kind of stuff. Is PSO2, and I also have been playing a lot of Tree of Savior. Tree of Savior is the right predecessor to Ragnarok. because there are two versions of Ragnarok. There is a sequel which was called Ragnarok 2, and it is absolutely terrible. I was really excited about that game, but it's terrible. And then there's the original Ragnarok, which is much better. So if I had to pick between the two, go with the first Ragnarok, to be honest. Alright, so we are right back. So this is our main ship area. Alright, so let's see what we gotta do here. Okay, so go back. And you can also change back to your previous episode, which is really cool. But let's check out episode 5 because I've never really checked it out. So, Dusty, oh, hey, Delina, if I could have a moment of your time, there's something I want to talk to you about. Oh, really? Right as I'm about to leave. Like, come on. Alright, so let's talk to her about Omega, apparently. Oh, you can make choices. Okay, this is interesting, so we'll help her. Because she's cool. What the heck? And just weird stuff happens in this game, guys, to be honest with you. Like what is she doing? Okay, so Dusty asked, what about Final Fantasy 15? Was it any good? Okay. Alright, Final Fantasy super fans, please do not kick my ass by me saying this, but is Final Fantasy 15 good? I would say, for if you're not familiar with the Final Fantasy 15, or pardon me, with the Final Fantasy series, Final Fantasy 15 is actually a really good game. I'm playing through it right now. The only problem with the game that many people who have played multiple Final Fantasy games like myself, I would have to say, is the storyline. The problem with Final Fantasy 15, in my view, it's the easier Final Fantasy game to play. Okay, compared to some of the older games like 8 and 7 was very easy, but 8 was kind of tough. 10 and 10-2, not too bad, but the storyline in 10-2 was kind of unnecessary, but that was just me. But I like the combat in 15 because it kind of reminds me a little bit of like Tales, you know, those type of games where, you know, you can run away from your enemy. I do like that. I do like that, you know. Oh, and we have a new person. Hey, what's going on? And we have Miwari. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. I'm sorry. And Miwari says, too floaty. I know! I was like, what is she doing? Like, this is so weird. But I like her though. She's really interesting. And you are a super Final Fantasy fan. Yeah, but like for me, you know, I wouldn't say I'm a super fan because there's still a lot about Final Fantasy that I'm still kind of learning. But to me, 15, most of the issues that people are having. Oh, you were saying? Oh, I thought you were saying she was floating. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, a lot of people said that the combat was a little too much floatiness, and yeah, like not enough weight behind the attacks. But for me, the main thing the main issue, thank you for getting me back on track here. The main issue that I had with Final Fantasy 15 is the continuity in the storyline. To truly understand Final Fantasy 15, you must watch two things. Number one, you have to watch the anime series known as Final Fantasy Brotherhood. It's free, you can watch it on YouTube. That explains all of how they kind of became this brotherhood and how they all came together in sake of Prince Noctis, okay? And then the second thing you have to do is watch Final Fantasy 15 Kingslave, okay? Kingslave is a great anime film. It's not too long, but you have to watch Kingslave because Kingslave gives you the backstory that gets you to have a better understanding of what is happening in the game. Because Kingslave is kind of the best way to describe it is it's all the events before the game. So when you're playing 15, you are right in like the action right there, and then you're kind of way after the main like ending in Kingslave. So that kind of like explains everything. So once you watch Brotherhood and you watch Kingslave, that makes sense. So that's just how I see it.
引っ張り出すことができたんだし、送り込むことだって絶対にできる。ただ一人だとしんどいのも事実。クラリス・クレイスがいてくれれば余裕だったんだけど。だからさ、2代目ちゃん、手伝ってもらえないかな。え？私？フォトンの扱いが上手い人に一緒にいてほしいんだ。あなたなら大丈夫だから。
Okay, so I believe in you, Matoi. You can do it!
だからあなたも気をつけて頑張ってきてね。
シエラ、君は一緒にオメガへと向かってくれ。湿布の管理も一時的に僕が持つ。
はい、お任せください。で、つまりそれって私もオメガの中に入るってことですか？
I love Zira because she is such a like she's like afraid of everything.
戦闘とか全くできませんよ、私。シエラちゃんについてはナビゲートに集中できるような形で送り込む努力はしてみるよ。ただどういった形になるかはそれこそオメガのご機嫌次第かな。
Yeah, but every Final Fantasy, and this is just me, every Final Fantasy has some type of issue that someone doesn't like, okay? The first few Final Fantasies, 1, 2, you have dungeons that are very complex, and you can get lost in that game if you're not careful, okay? I haven't played Final Fantasy 3, 4, 5, 6, none of that anthology kind of stuff. I haven't played any of those. Final Fantasy 7, for some people, I think they didn't like the combat system, but come on, the combat was very easy, and the storyline probably one of the best in the series. Not because it's popular, but to me, because it's a very solid storyline. Some of the later Final Fantasies, the storyline gets a little disjointed, like 10-2. 10-2 is not necessary, in my view. 10-2 for me was just like, oh, it's just, you know, Yuna and the ladies wearing nice outfits, you know? And that's what it was. I mean, yeah, the ending was really nice and stuff, but Yuna is very, like, very boring as a character. In 10, I felt that she had a better story development than in 10-2. In 10-2, she was, like, bitter for, like, a good quarter of the game, and that just turned me off, and that's why once I finished playing 10-2, I was just like, I felt like I wasted my time. Final Fantasy 8, the issue for me was not the storyline was alright. Skull was a little too menopausal for my liking personally. but for me, the whole like synthesizing items, that was just annoying. I was like, do I have to synthesize everything? Like, it's just ridiculous. So that was my issue with 8. I haven't played 9. I haven't. I played 10. 10, one of the best. The first Final Fantasy to have a full-blown like voiceover. So there's a reason why it's considered a greatest hits game. So yeah, it is pretty awesome. Final Fantasy 11 I never played. Final Fantasy 12 I have it, but I've never played it. A lot of people don't like Vaughn. They feel he's a whiny character, and I forgot the other young lady too that a lot of people don't like either. But the thing I didn't like about 12 was this licensing system. It was something like that. So like you have like a weapon or ability or something like that. I haven't played it. It's like you need a license in order to open some. It's really annoying. So some people, yeah, some people don't like the game because of that. And Dusty said, yeah, 10-2, I hate it. 10-2, I think, was just made for the fun of it, you know, and kind of taking Yuna as a protagonist and kind of having her be in this kind of like alternate kind of personality in a way. Because she seems to be a lot more sassier in 10-2 versus 10. So, and I prefer the more subdued Yuna than this over the top, you know? But I enjoy the music in 10-2. That, I think that's the only highlight of the game for me personally. 14, there I am. Alright, so it says you can start episode 5 by talking to Zira on the bridge or from the quest counter. Okay? Alright, so let's see, alright, so that, okay, so main quest episode 5 or change to episode 4. I don't even know what episode I'm on, so let's do episode 5. So we have the existence of salvation. Alright, so we're gonna do easy, cause, okay. Alright, so we're gonna try this. Oh, cutscene! Going towards the black hole.
オメガって世界はアカシックレコードの見てる夢。今までの宇宙の記憶がしっちゃかめっちゃかでグワーってなってるんだ。オメガの文明や文化なんかもアカシックレコードに記録されているどこかの星のいつかの時代のものだよ。宇宙すべての記憶の見る夢。そりゃあもう知らないことばっかり起きちゃってるはずだから。いざなう私が言うのもおかしな話だけど気をつけてね。
Well, I would hope so.
それとよろしくお願いね。
Alright, so there I am. Looking fine.
こっちです。こっちこっち。びっくりしますよね。私も自分の姿を見て思わず絶句でしたもん。
Well, this is weird. This reminds me of like Sword Art Online. Oh, please go watch Sword Art Online. Season 1 only, please. Season 2 is just terrible. Oh. I know, right? My outfit is ridiculous. I just did my character of how I would like to look like. Zero looks ridiculous.
とりあえずは生体反応の集まってるところに向かってみましょうか。
Alright, so we're gonna find some civilization. Alright, the savior.
なんだか物々しい雰囲気ですね。何しているんでしょう。
そこの貴様、何をしている。
Oh, what the heck?
見ない顔だな。王の手のものか。
珍妙な格好をした怪しいやつめ、何者だ。
私たちは敵ってわけでは。
この小ささで喋った。なんだこいつは。
私みたいなのが当たり前の世界じゃないんですか。もうどうすればいいんです。何の騒ぎです。
Oh, her outfit's pretty cool.
ハリエット様、お騒がせしてすみません。怪しい者たちが潜伏していたので、今まさに捕まえようと。
So this seems to be like an older society.
怪しいもの。あなたは。
いけません、ハリエット様。危険です。下がってください。
どうして危険がありましょう。この方は私の客人ですよ。
客人？この方が？ですが、たとえそうだとしても、この状況では。
バルナ、私の副官としてのあなたの気遣い、ありがたく思います。でも大丈夫です。私に任せてください。
わかりました。何かあったらお呼びください。すぐに駆けつけますから。
ありがとう、バルナ。さあ、こちらへどうぞ。
Wow.
ここは私専用の天幕です。誰も邪魔は入ってきません。私のことを覚えていらっしゃいますか。つい先日命を救っていただきました。改めて名乗らせてください。私ハリエットと申します。ぶしつけを承知で聞かせてください。私たちのこと、この国のこと、いえ、この世のことをあなたはご存知でしょうか。やはりそうなんですね。違法のいでたち、私たちのことを知らずに、しかし圧倒的な力を持つ人、まさしく伝承の通りです。私たちはどれほど待ちわびたか。伝承って何ですか。それは。
Oh no.
外がなんだか嫌な感じに賑やかになっていませんか。
ハリエット様、
入ってください。
国軍側に魔術師が到着。召喚準備を行っている模様です。
I have a
ここに
feeling we're
魔
gonna
神城
start
を呼び出
fighting
すつもりなの
soon.
ですね。召喚前に敵陣を叩き、これを止めます。バルナ、全員に出撃の連絡を。
いけません、ハリエット様。無謀です。ここは引きましょう。
このまま引けばずるずると本拠まで追い詰められてしまう。そうなれば終わりです。それに皆が戦っているのに私だけ逃げ出すなどできるわけないじゃないですか。
ハリエット様、
一点突破の速攻で勝負を決めます。バルナ、連絡を急いでください。すみません、私も戦いに
Alright, I
出ね
have
ば
a
なりま
feeling
せ
we're
ん。
gonna fight.
説明はまた生きてお会いできた時に。どうするんですか。私に気を使ってくれているんですか。でもですね、私は知ってます。あなたはこういうの 放っておけない人だって。行きましょう、ハリエットさんのところへ。
All right. Oh no, that does not look fun.
召喚兵魔人城召喚準備。国にあだなす反逆者を押しつぶせ。
That's pretty cool. Oh.
魔人城召喚を食い止めろ。突撃。
Whoa, that's pretty cool. A lot of cutscenes in this game, guys, so you gotta get used to it.
だがあと少しだ。各員奮闘せよ。抜けた。覚悟。魔人結界。
Whoa.
言って遅かったな。現れよ、魔人城。
That is incredible. Whoa. Whoa. I know, right? It looks really awesome. Oh, he learned his lesson. That when you need to retreat, I think you need to retreat.
Majin城出現を確認。魔物が溢れ返っています。
魔人城、あれの魔人結界は突破できません。
And once you start playing PSO2, guys, you get hooked. You want to like play it all the time because the storyline is just so engaging. It is so good. Oh, so good.
Zen 軍撤退完了しました。ハリエット様もすぐに撤退を。
いえ、私にはまだここでやるべきことがあります。
ハリエット様、まさか。
ここに権限せよ、破壊の火を。
Wow.
「無理です、ハリエット様。その実はバスタータワーはまだ誰にも制御できないことは分かっているはず。
それでもやらねばならないのです。魔人城の魔人結界を破壊できるのはこれだけなのですから。お願い、答えて。この世界の闇を払うために。やはり私ではダメなんですか。私の魂では。
Wow. Oh no! There I go. This is me in real life, guys. No, I'm kidding. I wish I could kick that much ass, but I seriously don't. Only in video games, so. And see, that's me too. I just come right in the nick of time. But at least I'm not as bad as like Fang from freaking Fairy Fencer F, which is also an entertaining game. Highly recommend. All right, so guys, before we get back into the action here, I wanted to go over our juicy topic of the day here, and this is actually the main story is coming from the Huffington Post. I love Huffington Post. Like, they have the most interesting and engaging stories. So here's a moment you've been waiting for. Okay, so it says Crazy Rich Asian star claps back at criticism that he's not Asian enough. And I'm going to read the whole article so that I can, really kind of break down my opinion on this. For anyone who's had a problem with the casting of the movie Crazy Rich Asians, star Henry Golding, who is handsome, by the way, guys. Just look up a picture of Henry Golding, Crazy Rich Asians. I wanted to rub him down with the finest oils, okay? But I digress. I digress. Has something to say. The actor and travel host recently responded to criticisms that he, a mixed race man of Asian descent, was not Asian enough to play the part of a Singaporean main character, Nick Young. Mass Appeal said that there are levels to this whitewashing, and it's not always a white person. Actress, Jamie Chung called the casting bullshit before eventually walking back her remarks. Golding went on the offensive this month, explaining that being Asian is a core part of his identity. And this is what he said in regards to this. Am I Asian enough? I was born here. I have lived 17 years of my life here, so for me, I feel more Asian than anything, the Malaysian-born actor told Variety. There are some sour people out there, he added, but we should be getting together and fighting for something bigger rather than Asians against Asians. Golding, whose father is British and whose mother is from the Iban tribe of Sarawak, Malaysia, told Variety that he's lived in Singapore for years and plans to remain for a long time. He told Entertainment Weekly that he found the controversy over his casting quite hurtful. Criticisms of the movie's casting point to deeper issues of racial purity, according to Nancy Wang Yuan, chair of Biola University's Sociology Department. By deeming Golding not Asian enough, she said, people are choosing to ignore his Asian heritage. That's the opposite of the way people viewed Barack Obama, Yuan noted. The world sees President Obama as black, but his mother is white, she said, calling it contradictory to erase Golding's Asian ancestry while obliterating Obama's white ancestry. Asians made up less than 6% of speaking characters in Hollywood films from 2007 to 2016. According to a 2017 USC Annenberg study, actors of color struggle with opportunities in Hollywood, Yuan said, and people of mixed heritage are no exception. Indeed, given Golding's particular background, Yuan suggested he's very well suited to the part of Nick Young, and maybe Asian American actors shouldn't be held to overly rigid matching of the actor's culture and character culture. I don't think that it should be a necessity for casting since Asian American actors experience enough barriers to success in Hollywood. And this is what Yuan said in regards to that. So, excuse me, what are my thoughts? So this is how I see this whole criticism thing. Number one, okay, I could understand some people having hostility, and this is just because, like what this article said, Asians make up less than 6% of speaking characters in Hollywood films. And here comes this film, Crazy Rich Asians. Okay, this has not happened in 25 years. So I can understand people, you know, some the people the critics who feel that they want the portrayal to be right. But here is the thing. This is Hollywood, okay? In Hollywood, you have proper portrayals, but then most of the time you're gonna have inaccuracies, because to me the key is in the production. It's the people who are bringing the movie to life. That is where we need more representation, okay? It shouldn't be the complaint sometimes of the actors. Sometimes it does make sense, okay? Remember the whole Ghost in the Shell, you know, issue with you know, Scarlett Johansson playing you know, an Asian woman. To me, that makes sense because there are tons of talented Japanese actors out here. Why couldn't you get one to play it? Okay? But people have to remember how Hollywood works, okay? In certain aspects, in this case for Ghost in the Shell, Hollywood is a popularity contest. So you want to have the actors that people are going to know, that are going to, for them to watch the film. It's not fair, and definitely it's not right, but sometimes, guys, to be honest, that's how Hollywood can work sometimes. So if we want change to happen in Hollywood, we want more, in this case, we want better representations of Asian people. Someone's like nationality breakdown should not affect their acting ability. Now, the blessing and the way I see it is that the cast is Asian. A lot of Asian actors, okay? This could have become a film where they could have had maybe some Asian actors, you know, and the portrayals could be done differently and things like that, because that's something that happens really common in Hollywood. But if we really want, like, if it really came down to criticism, the main thing that I would like to see change in Hollywood, and it's happening slowly but surely, okay, in regards to entertainment in general and the cultural perception of it, is if you want better representation, then you have to put yourself in those positions. Now, to be fair, having minority representation sometimes can be really challenging because you're dealing with the stereotyping. That is the issue that makes this topic really tough. Now, the first plus to me, okay, is I looked up the actual director who is doing this film, okay, and his name is John Chu, okay. So John Chu is a Chinese American director. He is an alumni at the University of Southern California School of Cinema Television, okay? And not only did he win the Princess Grace Award and the Dora Satchery Award, okay, by the Anti-Defamation League, he has also won the Jack Nicholson Directing Award and was recognized as an honoree at the IFP West program project involved. So this is not some, you know, amateur, like, new director. He has been directing, guys, and has been acting since like 1993. This is the guy who actually recently directed such films such as Step Up to the Streets, Gem and the Holograms, and G.I. Joe Retaliation. So he is putting himself in a position to change cultural perception, okay? So if you want to change cultural perception, you have to, of course, which is important, criticism, but you have to turn that criticism into something that can be proactive to be part of that change. So, for example, there was a lack of African and African American portrayals in certain cultural films that required like African actors. This is the same issue, the same controversy that Black Panther had. But you know what that did though? Even though, okay, can you guys hear me now? Okay, there we go. My microphone has been crazy, so there we go. Okay, can you hear me now, guys? Because I've been having this issue with my my microphone here. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, is if you want to have that representation, then you have to have be part of that solution. And what I mean by that, hopefully I'll just repeat myself since you couldn't hear me, but you have to be part of that solution. So in this case, okay, like hopefully I'm probably repeating myself, but I'm gonna just say it just in case you guys didn't hear this part. But the actual no, I'm okay, guys. It's just my microphone. That's what happens. I have to get a better microphone. That's just how it's going to. I'm probably gonna have to get one because this is annoying that it works then it doesn't work. But you have to have you have to have people in higher ranking positions that look like you to get that type of representation as well. So the director, his name is John Chu. He is a Chinese American director, and he has directed films such as Step Up 2, such as Gemini Holograms, and G.I. Joe Retaliation. And he has an actor himself, and he's been acting from as early as 1993. So this is a guy who definitely has the experience, and he definitely knows what he's doing. Could they have gone with someone non-Asian? Yeah, they could have gone with someone non-Asian. But because of the cultural change in the climate, the same thing with like Black Panther, okay? Black Panther has opened the door now for better portrayals. Are there certain things about the film that I didn't like? Well, of course, you can say that for any film. But overall, Black Panther opened the door for better portrayals and roles for African and African American people. And to me, I feel like Crazy Rich Asians, who knows? it might be the door that finally needs to be open. There has not been an all Asian cast, like what I mentioned earlier, since 1993, okay? And yes, there were shows like Margaret Cho had a show called All American Girl. But even that show, if you actually read the history of it, the show started off really, really good. And then they kept changing it to try to like accommodate, you know, and Margaret Cho, you could tell that she wasn't comfortable sometimes with the role that she had to do, you know. And now we live in a time where this balance is starting to become more fair, and it's starting to become there's much better portrayals out there. So to me, the solution is criticism. Definitely, you know, that opens up the dialogue, but criticizing this film and the actors, that may, and this is just what I think, it could cause a reversal effect where people may not see why it is necessary to have a film with an all Asian cast, or it may also cause some repercussions, such as maybe this film has not come out yet. It's supposed to come out in August, like mid-August. How about, because of all this controversy and people having all of, yes, and Crouching Tiger, that is correct too. But if we continue to complain, or if it becomes such an issue, then what could happen is the film could not come out at all. And then that is a huge loss for Asian actors and for Asian entertainment to be given a different role. It's so nice to see, like, you know, Asian love and, you know, to learn about the Singaporean culture. This is a culture that's not always shared in American media, okay? Because to me, and this is just me, when most people think about Asian entertainment, they think of Korean, Japanese, and Chinese, but majority of the time Korean. But this movie, to me, is not going to be successful if there is this controversy around it. And it's not like a positive controversy. I can completely understand, like, that, you know, I was reading a little bit more into this. A lot of the, you know, complaints came from the lack of Singaporean, you know, actors and things like that, because the books themselves, guys, is written by Kevin Kwan. And what the books, there's 3 books in all. There's Crazy Rich Asians, then there's Chinese Rich Girlfriend, and Rich People Problems. And the whole idea of this trilogy of books was his, you know, experiences being in Singapore, you know, his own childhood, like certain aspects of it. That's what this book is about, okay? And here's the other thing, because a lot of times Asian people too, in certain movies, they get portrayed as poor and they're always struggling, and, you know, the struggle, which is still valid because that's stuff that's still like going on. But I also think it is important to show Asian people in better portrayals besides the stereotypical stuff, okay? So what, this is just a little bit of the story, so spoilers, if you don't want to hear it, don't listen to this part. So Rachel, she's a professor at NYU, okay, and she studies economics, and she was raised by her single mother, and she has this very, you know, typical kind of middle class life. So then she meets her boyfriend, who is Nicholas Young, okay, and they go to meet his family in Singapore, and she is not prepared for what unfolds. And I'll leave it like that, because if I say any more, it's going to spoil the film. But to me, this is a completely different portrayal than like a lot of the martial arts films that have Asian people in it. Because to me, when some American people that are not familiar with Asian entertainment, they're going to think mainly of martial arts. So this film kind of creates a whole different conversation. Seeing an Asian man as like a romantic interest in a American film. most you see it all the time in regular Asian entertainment films that I have watched, TV shows, stuff like that. Now, the challenge that's going to happen, honestly, for this movie is going to be okay. Yeah, this is, I don't know. Something is going on with this microphone in Windows 10. So here we go again. So I know my audio is going to be on and off, on and off. It's annoying, but I digress. So one thing that's very interesting about Asian entertainment, yes, I'm back. Something's going on with my audio. I think I'm going to have to get a new microphone tomorrow. And it sucks because I was hoping to keep this one, but I'm just going to get rid of it because it doesn't seem to be working right. But one thing about Asian entertainment, though, that is a challenge sometimes for American audiences is a lot of times the, you know, Asian shows and movies and stuff, they expect their audience to be educated on the culture. If you are not familiar, like for example, in Korean dramas and stuff like that, there are certain things that are very unique to Korean culture. So if you do not study that and you do not understand it, you will not find it, you know, depending on the genre of the show, if it's a comedy or something like that, you may not find it funny, you may not find the humor in it. So to me, I always tell people, a lot of Asian entertainment, it requires you to be knowledgeable on either certain aspects of the language or of the ideologies or the culture in general. Like if you do not take the time to at least study some of it, it won't make sense to you. Anime is the same way. There are certain things in anime that are a reflection of Japanese culture. It sometimes it's accurate and other times it's satire. So if you do not understand certain things about Japanese culture, there are going to be certain anime shows where it's not going to be funny to you. So that is going to be the challenge for Crazy Rich Asians, is that there are going to be some Singaporean things or certain, for me the film is funny because of that kind of trope about how like rich Asian people are, and like how some, you know, Asian people are obsessed with the, you know, the glamour and just some of that stuff. Okay, so that's what's kind of funny about the film, but the film is actually meant to be taken seriously in certain elements of it. So yeah, you have comedic elements there, but you have your romance, and it has a little bit of everything. But it this whole controversy, guys, it really brings up a good conversation. It really does, because this is the same thing that I deal with as an African American person, of not being like black enough. So the best way to describe, I think, how this guy, you know, Henry, is feeling is, I can definitely you know, relate to Henry, is you're kind of a rock in the hard place when you're like an educated like Asian person, but you have unique and different interests that are kind of maybe outside of what people think about like Asian culture. And the other thing that people, I don't always think people kind of correlate with, is sometimes there are differences between being Asian American and being an Asian person that is from overseas. Although you have commonalities because of that unity of culture and identification of being Asian, but you have to look at Asian culture individualistically. It's going to depend on the person, you know. So that's the other part that doesn't always get talked about. Like the Asian American challenges, are the same as Asian people from overseas, but it can be different sometimes. That's what I've kind of learned from my friends. You don't want to homogenize Asian people, okay? So that's my concern, and I can understand the criticism with the film. Is I hope this film does not turn into a homogenization of like Asian culture and ideology. So that's going to be the challenge for Mr. Chu here, is to make this film as balanced as possible, but the pressure can't be put on him because at least they got an Asian actor. They could have got someone else that's not Asian. You know what I mean? Like, they could have done that, but that's just my opinion. You want better representation, then you have to become educated and put yourself, you know, as a director, put yourself in production. And sometimes you don't need Hollywood. Make your own movies. I have seen amazing independent movies made by people of Asian descent. Okay, an example of this is or movies that have even if they're not made by an Asian person, but you can tell that that person understands, you know, the context, and they have done their research and they've talked to people of Asian descent, you know, or they have people on the set, you know, like there's a movie like Acura's Hip Hop Shop, okay? Now, are there some stereotypes in there? A little bit. But the portrayal and the love and showing this beautiful, like, and you guys know I am all about the AMBW, okay? So are there some inaccuracies? Yeah, the main actor, the main protagonist is actually, I believe, Korean, and he's not Japanese, but that's Hollywood. Because sometimes it may be tough to find a Japanese actor, or maybe some of the directors don't know, you know? So, and that's no excuse, but sometimes, guys, that's how Hollywood works. You cannot go to Hollywood for accuracy. You cannot go to Hollywood sometimes for realism. Realism just started in the last couple of years. So you guys let me know what you think about this whole Crazy Rich Asians criticism and controversy. I mean, to me, I think it's a step in the right direction. I think this will open it up for more Asian actors, and shout outs to the hardworking Asian actors out here, you know, who don't always get taken seriously. Maybe this is the film that will help these actors and help more Asian directors. I would like to see more Asian women directors, okay, outside of Asia. See more here in America, and there are tons, but you don't always hear about them. So not only is it up to Asian people to give proper portrayals and to immerse themselves in directing and being behind the camera besides being in front of the camera, but it is also up to people like myself, who, as someone who is a connoisseur of Asian entertainment and culture, to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence by talking to people of Asian descent from all over, hearing their experiences, and then coming to also my conclusions about how I feel, you know, in regards to Asian entertainment. But then on top of that, making sure that if there is an inaccurate portrayal, that I am educating myself enough to have proper conversations about it, and that I'm not just talking about it to make Asian people look primitive. So it'll be very interesting, because I you know, being a reviewer and critic of Asian entertainment too, sometimes it's very tough for me, because a lot of times people may think, or there may be this assumption that when I'm talking about, you know, Korean dramas and stuff like that, I'm only talking about it just because of BTS and all that kind of stuff. But there have been non-Asian people like myself. Guys, let me tell you, I liked Asian entertainment when it was not the cool thing. It's not like now where everybody's being all open about liking BTS and stuff like that. There was a time that if you liked anime, if you liked anything revolving around Asian culture, people would make fun of you for it. You would have to like keep it to yourself. People would get beat up for it, you know. It's a different time. It is a completely different time. You can be open about it, but that has not always been the case, you know. It's the same thing. Like if you like video games and things like that, there was a time that you couldn't play video games and be open about it, you know. So that's something that you have to kind of consider during the conversation too, because you don't want to stereotype people who actually like your culture and like your entertainment. That's something that I've been aware of too. You know, if someone comes up to me and they're like, oh hey, I really enjoy, like, you know, learning about African American or African culture or something like that, you know, I should not like snap at them and be like, oh well, the only reason you like it is because, you know, you have like black friends or something like that. That's not always the case. There are just some people like myself who love culture, who love sharing cultures outside of their own, and there's nothing wrong with that. So that makes it makes my job a lot harder when I get criticized, you know, because then that's discouraging other non-Asian people from liking Asian entertainment and the culture, of course. And then Asian culture starts to not get spread in the right way. Okay? So to me, Asian entertainment is for anybody who respects Asian people, you know, people of Asian descent, period, and respects the culture and enjoys it. But when people are being made fun of, or people, you know, are constantly dealing with criticism and being given a hard time, that's going to have the opposite effect. Then that may cause people, like for example in America, to not go see Crazy Rich Asians, you know, because they may feel like, oh, if I go see this film, then people may think that I'm only going to see it because it has an Asian cast. That's not the only reason. I'm gonna go see it because I want to encourage more Asian people and be given better portrayals in film and in other forms of media. That's why I'm going to see it. Not because I am trying to be Asian, not because I'm as they would say, you know, just going to be cultured. There are some non-Asian people who sincerely love Asian culture, and I am one of them. And I will continue to love it because it is a part of who I am. And it just sucks sometimes when people make fun of me for it, or they don't think that I am sincere when I review something, or if I critique something or something like that. That's why I did this story today, is because I want for this film to do well, the best it can, so that way more Asian people can be put on movies, be put in better roles in television, and to be taken more seriously. And that's what it is. Like, you gotta have non-Asian people liking your entertainment besides Asian people. You need more Asian people behind the camera, you know, and then that helps to put more Asian people in front of the camera from an American standpoint. And Asian people, in, you know, to me, need to be more unified on this dialogue, because when you have unity, that spreads positivity, and unity in numbers, that can sometimes help change things. But you guys let me know what you think about that, because I think it's very it's a very fascinating conversation. And I'm just gonna call you Me, if you don't mind me calling you that, because I don't want to say your name wrong. Me says that you were picked on, and people would give you a hard time for liking anime. Yeah, I went through the same thing, my friend. Yeah. And Me also says, honestly, I think the movie will get mediocre reviews because the story is so cliche. You know, here's the thing. I think, could it be a possibility? Yeah. But I also think that sometimes cliche can work in your favor. Because if you pick a theme for a movie that is so extreme, sometimes it can be unsettling and people may not want to go and watch it. But you know, the thing that's really interesting about this film is that this is the first time that I've seen like African American people, white people, Asian everybody coming together to talk about this film and wanting to go see it. And like, for example, I was talking to my mom about it, and my mom wants to go see it because she thought it was so cool to see, you know, more Asian people on you know, on TV. And it was so cool to see. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna have to go back and forth here. But it seems to me that when I turn on my it's really annoying. There we go. But yeah, I mean, you know, having Asian men being seen as attractive by all women now, it's incredible. I mean, I liked Asian guys before it was attractive to do so. That's why sometimes when people like when some people say to me like, "Oh, you really don't like Asian guys. You just like Asian guys because of BTS." I'm like, "Hell yeah, the guys in BTS are fine as hell." But that's not my reason. Like, I liked the Asian guys before it was cool. See, now it's cool to like Asian men. Like, it's cool. You know, it's like the thing. But there was a time that it was not cool to like men of different races, even outside of Asian. Now it's trendy. The whole interracial thing now is part of the trendy culture. You know, but many, and see, this is where the whole, I call it interracial pop culture. This is where it gets a little bit complicated, is because although it's part of the mainstream and it's helping interracial unions to kind of have more of a peace of mind, you know, and it's not as controversial as it used to be, but it also has a con, because now people just think that if you like someone of a different race, that means you're just doing it because it's trendy. So that's the issue with it, you know. I can only speak for myself. I've always liked men of different races. That's just how I've been. It doesn't mean that I don't like men of my own race, but everybody has preferences. Everybody loves, you know, I tell people you gotta love who you love. Doesn't matter what race you are, you know. But that's just me. You like what you like. For me, I like Asian guys. That's me, you know. And you put up with a lot of crap for liking Asian guys too, and I will have to do a separate video just on that, because you will not believe what people will tell you if you say you like Asian men. The reactions and comments that I get, it is amazing. It is amazing. Yes, I love me some Jay Park too. He just came out with his new CD. I'm gonna be reviewing it here on the show. He is so sexy, yo. He is so fine, especially those abs. You know me, guys. You know my type. Like, I like strong guys, like buff, like, you know, they can lift a tree, then put the tree back and lift it up again, you know, because I'm a big lady, okay? I am a plus size, okay? I am a plus size woman. So I'm a lot of woman. So, you know, I need to be with a man that is strong, okay? That's just how it goes. So, with all that being said, let's get back into playing some PSO2.
あなたはどうしてここに？
For some reason, guys, it's so weird. When my controller shuts off, my microphone shuts off. It's really weird. I don't know why.
この人の言う通り、あの状況で放っておける人がいるはずありません。
Yeah, he is different. I think the reason why I think J Park is different is just I think it's because of his upbringing. Because he grew up in America for a while, and then he went to South Korea, and then he was part of this band called I forgot the name of the band now. That's terrible. Yeah, I forgot the name, but he was part of the group. Then he went back to America, and then he decided to be a solo artist, and then that's when he started doing his own thing, and then that's when he blew up. So sometimes I read a really interesting article on this about the Asian American music experience and why it's always ever so often that there's like a handful of Asian artists that kind of blow up in music. J Park actually is the first Asian artist, I believe, to be signed to Jay-Z's label, Rock Nation. So I thought that was really cool. But he deserves it though. He deserves it. Yeah, he is really fine. But sometimes I wonder if J Park is like he has a little bit of arrogancy, because when you're that good looking, you gotta be a little bit arrogant, but like in a jokingly way. I mean, he's buff, like that's my but he's slimmed down now, so I mean he's still fine, but he's not as fine to me. I prefer when he was ripped. Like I remember when he first came out and he was ripped. I lost my shit. I really did. I lost my shit.
ありがとうございます。
Aww.
とはいえ、お礼を言ってもらうのはまだちょっと早いかもですね。いくらガーディアンでも無限に湧いてくる敵を相手に戦い続けるのは
Me and there's a very famous Hollywood actor named Mae West, and one thing I didn't know, I just learned about her, I didn't know, is that Mae West actually likes bodybuilders, like really so I like that. I like bodybuilders, like muscular men. That's just me. And then I come to find out that there are a lot of really good-looking muscular men that like bigger women too. And they like women of all different sizes regardless. So yeah, that's all I want. Like all I want is a nice buff Asian guy. That would be great. That plays games, you know? And then we can fix food together and that'd be awesome. Oh, I'm blushing. Oh, this is terrible. Man, what is going on? This is a very long cutscene.
障壁を破る方法あるかもしれません。あなたの力、ガーディアンの力を信じさせてください。
This is such a long cutscene. I was like, what the heck? Oh my gosh.
俯瞰していた戦場に突如現れた異形の城。その出現とともに一方的な状況となっていた。魔人城と称される異形の城が生み出す魔人結界は何人たりとも通さない絶対的な防衛力を誇る。
And don't you worry, we will be playing some more PSO2
あとは蹂躙されるのみ。
tomorrow too. I kind of have to do 2 episodes. I gotta make it up to you guys because I was
その
off
圧倒的な
schedule.
物量で人々を圧殺する。もはや情勢は明らか。敗走しか選択肢
Oh
はないはず
no,
であっ
we are surrounded.
た。しかし
That sucks.
そこに現れたるは
Oh, we
異界
took
より
him
の
out.
来訪者。悲劇の王女に迫る悪しき刃を断ち切り光をもたらす救世の存在。その圧倒的な力はここより世の歴史に刻まれる。 私たちの目的は敵の侵攻を食い止めつつ敵魔人結界および魔人城の撃破です。そしてあちらが敵の陣地、その採用に巨大な魔人城が存在します。魔人城より全周囲に
Oh, because some of the game is in Japanese, yeah. But you can also, like as you can see here, I'm playing the game in English, so you can play PSO2 in English. Yeah, some of the game hasn't been translated yet, but yeah, you can play. I mean, it's a great. I mean, you can play majority of the game in English. It's amazing.
そのための兵器があります。それがこのバスタータワー。バスタータワーの力をもってすれば魔人城の魔人結界を容易に破壊できます。
So you gotta use the tower to take down these devils.
この兵器を扱うことができませんでした。しかし先ほどあなたの力に反応し召喚は安定。
Oh, that's awesome.
起動も可能な状態になりました。今のバスタータワーなら撃てます。魔人結界を唯一破壊可能なバスターパイルを。敵動き出しました。悠長に話している暇はなさそうですよ。要するにバスタータワーで障壁を破壊しその後魔人城を壊せばいいんですよね。はい、おっしゃる通りです。それにもう一点、バスタータワーが敵に破壊されてもこちらの敗北です。
So we gotta stop the enemies from destroying our tower. Oh, well, this will be easy. Alright, so we gotta... Okay, so we have to... Oh, okay. So... Yes, you did get lucky. See, and I'm the type too where it's like, hey, my man works out, I work out with him. Then we can both look hot together, okay? Alright. Alright, so... Okay. Alright, so we gotta pick up mana. But see, for me, I don't know. I tend to like shorter guys. I don't mind taller guys, but like I tend to like shorter guys for some reason. So we gotta destroy. Oh, shoot! Oh. And I noticed from doing this too, you level up real quick. No, you will not, good sir. How dare you? Whoa, my camera is totally... That's like my favorite move. As you can see, I'm doing a terrible job trying to protect the tower. Someone has told me that short men are really, really good in bed. Oh, let's see. Escort? Alright. No, you will not. No, you will not. Ah! Okay, so now we can destroy the castle. Where the heck? Let's go. Whoa! Oh, snap! Oh, I can beat this. Nope, nope. Miss me. Oh, shoot! Oh my god. Alright, when is this going to happen here? Oh, okay. Get in there. There we go. Well, that was easy. For now. Alright, so let's return. That was easier than what I thought. I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult. I love the music in this game too. Yeah, I played Black Desert, but I couldn't get into it, man. Graphically, the game is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous, but it's just I couldn't get into it, and I'm not really into sandbox kind of games. I mean, yeah, they did add PvE content and all that, which is that's usually how I like to play my MMOs. But like, it got boring for me. It just felt too repetitive for me though. But graphically, that game is probably one of the most beautiful MMOs to come out in a very, very, very long time.
城とも言えますし、生物とも言えます。無尽蔵に魔物を呼び続ける生きた要塞。大規模召喚術によって召喚術？異界より刺激獣を呼び出すこの世界には魔術というもの、大気に存在するマナーを用いて。
Oh, okay, so me says, I prefer PvE as well. I prefer linear storyline like JRPGs. Ah, that's interesting you say that, because there's a game called Octopath Traveler that just came out exclusively for the Wii, and that is a very non-linear like JRPG. But yeah, the game is gorgeous. Black Desert and Blade and Soul. That's also a fun game to play with a controller, but it gets repetitive. And the thing I don't like about that game is the whole making a shield thing. It's just annoying.
このエフィメラは数十年前から世界中に咲くようになりました。
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's the first game in a long time that has really brought up the conversation of JRPGs. Because I have to be honest, JRPGs, it's a really small community. I would say, in regards to American players, it's a niche, you know. And I know there's that debate, you know, about whether JRPGs is a culture or whatnot. I say it is, but overall, JRPGs are really, I mean, except for Final Fantasy and a little, I mean, Tales of games, it has more of a smaller niche-based type of following in America, but for some reason, Tales of Vesperia, and when that announcement was made, I was so surprised how many people knew about that game. Yeah, I was really surprised.
ある国は
Yeah, a lot of people like Terra's combat because it's more free-flowing and you don't really feel like so like constructed with the combat. That's why I think, in my view. I'm gonna be skipping a little bit here.
強固な魔人結界を自身の周囲に展開し、どのような魔術を用いても人間の力ひとたび召喚されればその場に存在するマナとエフェメラを食らい尽くすので、新たな魔人上召喚も不可能。
But still, there are 360 JRPGs that like only super JRPG fans know about it. Like for example, Lost Odyssey. A very tough game to find for the 360 if I do say so myself, but an excellent RPG.
それってつまり魔人城を呼び出
Now
し
the
た者勝ちって
RPGs
ことで
I
すか？
don't like, I'll have to do a separate video on that too. You know the game that just, it frustrates me? I hate this game, and that is Grown Lancers Generations. That, as much as it's a fun, like, tactical RPG, as they call it, a TRPG, it's like a TRPG and a JRPG, but it is, like, frustrating. Like, the game is frustrating. I'm just like, I bought it and I will never play it. But it's probably it's up there to me with one of the toughest strategy, like JRPG.
それを打破するために生み出されたのがさっきの戦闘で使用したあれですね。大気中のマナを束ね魔人城の展開する魔人。ただその制御には大量のマナが必要。しかしこの人はそれを扱うことができた。そして
Yeah, Desire, I have all of them pretty much except for the new ones for the PS4. They are really good tactical games and they're really hilarious.
魔術はマナを、技術には努力を。
And I also like Persona as well. But then again, like, who doesn't like Persona, right?
これほど規格外の力を使えていいわけがない。今世界で起こっている国の
Persona is
睨
really
み合い
like a
も
crossover game,
我が
to
国
be
で起こった
honest.
クーデターも
Because even non-RPGers know what Persona is.
世界を狂わす蜜を
Now,
持
I
つ
haven't watched Desire, the anime. I haven't
私
watched
たち
that.
の目的はこれを排除し国をいえ世界を平和に戻すことです。世界平和とは大掛かり。ハリエットさん、そのは
See what happens.
その花に力を込めてください。武器を持つようにフォトンを込めて。
See what happens. Whoa! Yeah, everybody likes Persona 3. Persona 4 was kind of a mixed bag, though.
やはりっていうのは
But that Junes song, oh, I had that in my head. I haven't beaten it fully yet, but man, that's the only thing that was always making me laugh because they said that in like half of the game. Like every day is great at your Junes. It's in my head now. As soon as I say Persona 4, it's like Persona 5, I bought it for the PS4. I haven't played it yet. I played a little bit, but I have so many games that I'm like trying to get through. But now I'm like, okay, I gotta focus. Like I gotta get one game, you know, and just focus on it.
先にお話ししようとした伝承です。この世に
Excluding
太古
MMOs
から
because
ある
you know
誰もが知って
MMOs
い
you
る
can always
お
get
とぎ
into
話
it, you know. That's the reason why I see the reason of why people love Final Fantasy 14 is because it's very casual. Like you just play, you know, when you feel like it. The only downside to Final Fantasy 14 is the subscription. I just don't want to pay, you know, $30 to, you know, get my. It's annoying. The music in 5 is amazing though. Oh, but 5 is really long. Oh my gosh. Because you also have to consider all the little side quests and the little mini events that happen and stuff. So that is like the ultimate JRPG right there.
その一節にこうあるんです。
Yeah, the combat in 14 is boring. I mean, I was playing today. You can play Final Fantasy 14 for free up till August 1st. So that's why I've been playing that to see how it goes.
世が闇に満ちようとも嘆くなか
Man,
れ
this cutscene is
異界につなが
ridiculously
る
long.
光の彼方より精霊に導かれし英雄現れる。英雄はしるべとなり光の道を渡す。その道は勇士の道となり
But then again, I can't even complain because this is how JRPGs are anyway. Extremely long
導かれし
cutscenes.
英雄たちは光のもとに迷いし民を導くだろう。祖は困難なる道、しかして正しき道なり。汝ら祖を恐れることなかれ。祖の手は光の導き手、救世主。祖は闇を払い光をもたらす。伝承にある異界よりの来訪者よ。いえ、ガーディアン、お願いです。私たちに力を貸してください。なんだかすごい大掛かりな話になっちゃってますね。っていうか、ハリエットさんはいいんですか？伝承っていうのは分かりましたが、私たちは明らかにこの世界の人ではない。もちろん伝承だけでしたら警戒していたと思います。ですがあなたは力を貸してくれました。二度も私を助けてくれました。信じるにはそれで十分です。それだけで十分ですよ。右も左もわからない場所で、しかしそれでも力を貸すのをためらわなかった
I'm glad she's on our side.
たとえ伝承がなかったとしても、私はそう答えます。さっきのエフィメラという花、フォトンに反応して消滅しました。あれはダーカー因子の塊です。アークスとしても放っておけません。それにこうまで言われちゃ断れないですよね。ありがとうございます。いろいろと情報が手に入りましたね。とりあえず一旦アークスシップに戻って報告しませんか？
Finally! Jeez, this is like an hour of cutscenes. My gosh. This is crazy. Alright, we have ended episode 5, chapter 1, Savior. Finally. Oh my gosh. I was like, how long is this freaking episode? Ridiculous. I mean, of course, well worth it, but it's like, well, dang. When is it going to end? Alright, we got a SG ticket. Alright, so far, I think there are 5 chapters now. Because I played through some of 1, played through some of 2. I have not played through chapter 3. I played through chapter 4, so this is the 5th chapter. So I'm thinking, since it's an MMO, this is chapter 5. But for some weird reason, I was playing through chapter 4, and then it moved to chapter 5. Ooh, that is a really good question. A very, very... Oh, look at all these quests here. This is interesting. Alright, so I'm going to take a little break here, but let me answer Mi's question here. How was Soul Worker? Where do I begin? First off, Soul Worker you can play with a controller. Soul Worker has the worst controller support I have ever seen with a game. Secondly, Soul Worker kept crashing on me when I was using the Steam version of it. It's terrible. In regards to that, the actual game, because I love the anime style, it's nice, but the game is very word heavy. This is why I like PSO2, because you have a lot more voiceover besides the actual reading, reading what the character is saying. But in Soul Worker, it's just ridiculous. Like, you're literally pressing fast forward because you're just trying to get through the conversation. Soul Worker was a huge disappointment for me. Mainly because I was really looking forward to that controller support. I would play Soul Worker just for that. The combat is amazing in the game. It's absolutely amazing. The only thing that kind of stops Soul Worker from being a really good game is because it's just that it's very grindy, but that is expected of a Korean MMO. Korean MMOs are very grindy. That's how Korean players really like their stuff mainly. I just noticed that a lot with Asian MMOs. There's just this need to collect and grind. Whereas, but see, what's really interesting about PSO2 is it's a very unique, especially for an Asian MMO. It's very, very unique. So, yeah, maybe I might do that though, me. I think I might do that. But yeah, it's just, the game is very, very grindy. And I mean, there are a couple of players, but not many players. Yeah, someone was telling me about Moonlight Blade, but the only reason why I hesitate to play the game is because I don't know Chinese. So I know a lot of people just play it for the actual graphics, but I'm just one of those players where it's like I need to know what the story, what is going on with this character. Yeah, it is. I've heard it's fun, but I'm probably gonna wait maybe until it's translated to English, because I just can't enjoy a game like that just to play it. But yeah, I've heard Moonlight Blade is amazing, and it's one of those wuxia. Yeah, it's pretty. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, it's just, that's my only thing, is if I don't understand what's going on, it's kind of like I can't enjoy the game itself here. Alright, so I'm going to take a little bit of a mini break here, and then we'll play a little bit more, but then we'll conclude for today, because I gotta get some rest. Yeah, it is. It's very wuxia. It's very. But I like those type of games, because you learn the lore, and it's got fantasy and all that. But yeah, there haven't been a lot of Asian wuxia kind of games that have come over and really done well like that. So that's why I was so surprised, even though it's not wuxia, but Blade and Soul. I was really surprised how Blade and Soul did very well at first, and then, but the game that had the largest, the biggest upset was Bless Online. Oh my gosh, this game, everybody was talking about it. Oh, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be the best, all that, and it was a huge upset. The lag, when you play the game, is just terrible. And not a lot of people playing it on Steam though. Not a lot of people. So, alright guys, so I'm going to take a little bit of a small break here. Yep, everybody was pissed. I was pissed. Because there were so many people that made such a big deal out of this game that, excuse me, I thought it was gonna be really, really good. All right, guys. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, and then I will be right back. Ooh, that sucks that you paid that. Oh man, that's terrible. But all right, I'm gonna go take a break, guys. I'll be back. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I just took a little bit longer of a break here, but I'm gonna play for a little bit longer, and then I need to get a little bit of rest here. So, all right, so let's see what's going on. And I want to thank all of you guys too for checking out today's episode as well. And sorry about the sound issues. I gotta work on that. All right. Take a look here. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so you have main quest. Okay, so let's see, sub-story. Oh, okay, I see. These are just like little like cutscenes and stuff like that. Alright, so we'll do it next time, guys, just because I'm having problems with like the microphone and all of that. So we'll do this next time. But guys, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and you guys let me know what you think about the whole, you know, crazy rich Asians debate and all of that. But guys, like I always say, remember to get smart and, of course, stay informed. I'll talk to all of you soon.